Hello everyone, my name is Mirta and in this video I'm going to show you the basics of working with IZZI blocks to create interactive content with multimedia. So we're going to start off by logging into IZZI authoring tool, use your credentials, the real ones or the ones you got as a part of your demo. So after we sign in, you're probably going to land on the dashboard. What we are going to look for is the page that we are going to edit. So we're going to click on page, list pages, and automatically the system will offer you the pages that you have the right to edit. If you want to switch to a different page, just choose the publication you want to work on and land on the page you wish to edit. So I'm going to now press edit onto the page I want to work on, and immediately I'm going to land on the editing page. As you can see, our editing page is divided into the header section, main section, and footer section. In this way, we can target the parts of the content we want to edit. So in this video, we are going to focus on editing the main section by working with IZZI blocks. So IZZI blocks are divided into editable blocks, containers, other, and non-editable blocks. I'm going to show you today how to work with editable blocks and containers to really adjust the way you want to create your content and to create the best possible learning experience for your user. So we are going to start by working with editable blocks. You can see there are many of them. Some of them are interactive, some of them are static. The way they are fragmented in this way is to allow you to really have control over the way they are displayed to the end user. So first of all, let's just drop in a title. I'm going to do this just by clicking on the title block and dragging it into the main section. I'm just going to type title in. Then afterwards, I might want to put some text. So I'm going to drag the text block into the main section, and when I click it, I get this text editor that allows me to really work with advanced pieces of text. To save time, I've prepared some lorem ipsum text here. So I'm just going to go ahead, copy it, and paste it in here. So I'm going to save. And let's see what we have done. I'm going to open preview in a new tab. And now we can see that we have a title and we have text. I have prepared the header section in advance. So this is all very nice. So let's go ahead and add an image. Let's choose an image from the side, add it to the block. And you can see now that immediately the input fields are a bit different. So I can put a title to my image, title of image, and I get a button that allows me to choose a picture. If I already uploaded my picture, it's going to be here in the library, so I can go ahead and just choose it. If not, I can just take an image I have on my computer, just drag it to the drop zone over here, and it's immediately going to upload. Please make sure that the folder where you wish your picture to be saved is selected, otherwise you won't be able to upload. So we uploaded this image from the computer and we are going to use it. So now let's save the image and let's see what we have done right here. Okay. So now we have our title, we have our text, and we have a title of our image. All very easy. So let's see at some other options we have. You will see that every block has an option to add inclusive content or alternative audio content. So let's see what is inclusive content. If I click on this checkbox, immediately I get another drop zone. Inclusive content allows me to add different versions of the same content for maybe students who learn better in a different way. So in this case, I'm going to swap this existing text with a maybe shorter version that actually says everything I need to know. So I'm going to take a text block and drag it into this drop zone for the inclusive version. And I'm going to go ahead and add a shorter version of the text. I'm going to save, and let's see what happened. Now, when I refresh my page, I can see that my text block just got this little switch. So when I click on this switch, the system is actually displaying the alternative version that I put in the editor. So in this way, you can actually just swap any type of content with any other type of content. I could maybe change my mind, and I'm going to erase this. And just for the demonstration purposes, I'm going to drag an image here, and I'm going to add, let's say, the image of this deer. I'm going to go ahead and save. And now when I look on the preview, you can see that now the switch is still here, but when I click it, the text is actually replaced by an image. This actually allows you to really work on creating content that is maybe displayed in different ways to facilitate learning of different students. Okay, so now I'm going to erase this. And let's see what other options we have. I have this option to add alternative audio content to my blog. When I click this, I get a button here to add audio. So I'm going to go ahead and just add any audio here. I'm going to use this, just any content. And now when I refresh, you will see I no longer have that switch for the alternative version, but I have a small ear. When I click on this, it's actually going to start an audio file reading or just displaying what the audio file we linked to is. So in this way, you can actually put an audio version of any type of a block or just an explanation or anything you see fit to any block. You can add alternative or inclusive version to any block we have in IZZI. Okay, so I'm going to remove this now so we can continue working. So this part, actually I have shown how you can work with static blocks, but we have a lot of interactive blocks available here in IZZI. So each of these blocks, depending on what it is, actually has a different user interface that allows you to configure it and to create an interactive block. Let's start with a simpler one. So I'm going to choose an image puzzle. I'm going to just drag it and put it in the main section here. I can now see that I have an option to add a title to my image puzzle. I can add some text. I can select a picture, and I can determine how many columns and rows my puzzle is going to have. I can add some custom sounds as well. So the sounds of the click, if I want to have them, the sound I wish to have at the beginning or at the end. Of course, as any other block, I can add inclusive version or alternative audio content, maybe explaining what this block does and what you should do. So let's try. So I'm going to put in the title of my puzzle. And I'm going to add my assignment. And I'm going to add a picture. So let's just use the same picture of a cockatoo we have here. And let's say I wanted to have maybe 3 columns and 2 rows. I'm just going to save. Okay, now let's see what we have. Okay, over here we have our title, we have our image, and beneath the image we have our puzzle. Okay, so in this way you can actually work with all of the blocks in IZZI. Some of them will have a more complex user interface, some of them will be more simple. This is because some blocks have more advanced options. even though it might be a little bit intimidating, it's actually going to enable you to really drill down and determine what the learning experience is going to be for your learner. So let's try another block. Let's try to create a memory game. So I'm going to go ahead and choose my memory game. And again, I can add a title, memory game. Let's not put an assignment. Let's choose a number of columns my memory game is going to be in. Okay, and now we are going to add pairs. Before we add pairs, there are two options we have here. I can click cards open, which means that the memory game is actually going to start with all the cards being displayed, and then they're going to flip face down so the student can start playing the memory game. So I determine that it's the tiles are going to maybe remain open for 3 seconds, and then the student can start playing the game. So let's now start working with our tiles. Let's create 3 pairs. I'm going to click add tile pair. You can see here with memory game, as with most of the blocks that we have in IZZI, we always try to support as much multimedia as possible, so as to make it as rich and as engaging as possible. So in memory, we can do tiles with text, with pictures, and with audio. And you can do the first and second tile independently. So your first tile can maybe contain text, and your second tile can contain images. Or your first tile can have an audio, and their pair can have a text or an image. So for demonstration purposes, we're going to add tiles that where you need to match a word with a picture. So let's go ahead and do that. For the in the demo version, you will have available some items already in your shared folder. So when you click shared pictures, just click on items, and here you will see some folders with already pre-prepared images that we have that allow you to just work very quickly. If you are working in your own workspace, I strongly suggest you create similar libraries for your authors as well. So let's go ahead and choose our tiles. So let's do a bird. So the first tile is going to be an image, and the second tile is going to be text. So I'm going to put in bird. Then let's make a new tile, new pair. I'm going to again add an image. So let's go and choose maybe a zebra. So the first tile is a zebra, and the second one is going to be the text. And let's create a third pair. Let's choose a picture. Okay, let's choose a bee. And then the second tile is going to be word bee. And let's save. Okay. Now let's see what we have done. In the preview, when we refresh, first everything is displayed and then hidden. So I can start and play my memory game from memory that I don't have. Okay. So this is the basics of working with editable blocks. Now when you just take a look at this admin, it might be a bit long, but that's because of all of the options you have to control the way your memory game is displayed and the user experience your student will have. So I'm going to go ahead and collapse this block, because now I want to show you the way our containers work. So the editable blocks actually serve for you to create content you want. There are many blocks and many options, and for each block you will learn how to use it during our training or one of our webinars, or maybe an online video recording. tutorial. So after we create editable blocks, what I want to show you are the containers. So the containers actually control the way your content is being displayed. So as you can see now, all of my content is being displayed in a column. But sometimes I want to be able to design, I want to be able to design a bit more of how this content appears. So to do this, I'm going to use my containers. I'm going to drag this column because I want now to show this text I have next to the image that I uploaded. So as you see, I just dragged the column container, and now I'm going to drag the text on the left side and my image on the right side. And if I save, let's take a look. What happened? Now my text is here and my image is on the right of the text. So in this way, my container is actually dictating how my content is going to appear. So I want to give it a little bit more space because I have a lot of text here and the image is really small. So the option I have on every block, when I click on this little wheel here, is that I can choose the width of the block. I have two widths. I have the default one and the wide one. So I'm going to use the wide one now to just give it a little bit more space. So let's see now what happened when I refresh my page. Okay, so you can see that now this block actually has more space than it did before. So now let's pretend I'm an author and I decide, okay, no. What I want is that I don't want my student to be able to look at this text and at this image at the same time. I want him to first look at the image and then read about it. So the nice thing is that then I can go back. I can take another type of container, which is called an object slider. And I'm just going to go ahead and put it here. And as you can see, I don't have to rework anything that I've done. I can just take my image. We said that we want them first to take a look at the image, and then I'm going to take my text and put it here. I'm going to delete my column now because I don't need it anymore. I'm going to save. And as you can see, now we have here title, and we have our object slider. And the first slide is going to be an image. The second slide is going to be text. So after we've saved this, let's refresh our preview. And what you can see is that now we have the title. First, the student is going to see the image, and then on the next slide, he's going to see the text. Okay? So in this way, you can put strings of interactive objects to create a quiz, put videos in between them, images, explanations in text, just whatever you need in any combination you need, which is pretty nice. So let's now say we want to add a video. I'm going to go into my editable blocks. I'm going to find a video block, and I'm going to put it between my image and my text. I'm going to go ahead and add a video. It's going to be this nice time lapse of a night sky. I'm going to save. And then let's see what we have done. Now we have 3 slides. The first one is an image. The second one is my video. And the third one is text. Let's add a multiple choice question because maybe we want to ask the student something about this video before he goes on to read the text about it. So the question is going to be, is the video showing night or day? And I can add a file, picture, audio, video, or YouTube video together with my question. So you can use both text and multimedia, or you can use just multimedia. For example, in some of the early languages learning or in music, sometimes they just use an audio or an image with an audio. Just any combination works. So, but here I'm just going to ask a question. I'm going to put my answers in a grid. Take a look. The answer can also be either text or it can be any type of multimedia. So it can be an audio file or an image or a video or whatever. So I'm just going to go ahead and just use the simplest one. My first answer is going to be day. My second answer is going to be night. My third answer is going to be neither. And my fourth answer is going to be both. So let's save. I didn't choose the correct answer, so now I'm going to choose this one as a correct answer. I can choose more than one correct answer. In this case, the user is going to have checkboxes. If I use just one, it's going to show a radio button. So let's take a look at what it looks like. So here we are. The third slide is now a question. What is really nice about the object slider is that you can use this option, blocks progress. So if you use this one, the student won't be able to go to the next slide before they solve validating blocks correctly. Okay, so let's save and take a look at what this looks like now. We have our slider. The first slide is an image. We have our video. The third slide is a multiple choice question, and the end slide is our text with alternative audio. So let's say I now changed my mind and I realized that actually when the students are solving this question, it would be nice if they could actually see the video together with the question. So now I'm going to use a different option of my object slider, which is called steps. So I'm going to choose here, steps. Okay, I'm going to save. And let's see what happens. When I refresh, I can see now, again, I have my title, I have my image, and now my slides are actually displayed as steps. So the first step is our image, the second step is the video, the third step is my question. So now I can actually see all of the slides at the same time as I scroll. The last one will of course be our text. So this is actually a very nice way whenever you want to explain some process or something, or just display content step by step, especially if you're going to use the blocks progress option, which is actually not going to allow your student to go further before they do all the validation components that have a correct answer before they are correct. So in this way, we can actually just achieve a lot just by combining blocks in different containers and deciding what the learning experience of the student is going to be. So these are the basics. I invite you now to just try and play around a little bit with the blocks and how you build them. When you see a block like maybe one of the blocks with most options like drag and drop, so when I drag this one here, it's going to have a lot of options, both for items that you drag and for the targets that actually hold your items. Don't be intimidating. The admin is so big because there are a lot of options so that you can really achieve everything you need to be able to create an object you like. So this is it. These are the basics. I hope you have fun. And this is the basics of what you need to know to start working with IZZI authoring tool. See you in our next tutorial video. Bye.